Mr. Ahmad Zaenuri, M.Si, as the head of Entrepreneurship Department, and last but not least, also to the honorable guests and audience. Before we begin, I have a few housekeeping notes here. Today's session is being live streamed on Universitas STEKOM YouTube channel. And for today's event, we will start with Indonesia national anthems and continue with the opening speech by Dr. Joseph Teguh Santoso as a rector of STEKOM University from Indonesia. And we will start for main event presentation by our special guest today and continue with Q&A session and time for picture and closing. Further, for the square of this morning agenda, we will sing our national anthems. Yeah, for operator, you can start for Indonesia national anthems. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, first now we will invite to the stage most responsible person for the conduction of this international event for give an opening speech for Dr. Joseph Teguh Santoso as our rector. The time is yours. Thank you. Your voice still mute, Doctor.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Ms. Novita. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings to all participants and also the honorable, all the students and all the audience. May I first take this occasion to pay tribute to all the audiences of this webinar, this international webinar event with the title Hack for Building Your Dream Business from Scratch, organized by University of Science and Computer Technology or STEKOM, and in collaboration with PI Vernadsky, Taurida National University, Ukraine, Western Caspian University, Azerbaijan. Welcome. Let me welcome the Honorable wait a minute. The Honorable Dankevych Yulia, PhD in Philosophy, Associate Professor, Department of Computer and Information Technologies from Vernadsky, Taurida National University, Ukraine, and Dr. Elshan Orujov, as member of the Scientific Innovation Center from Western Caspian University, Azerbaijan, and Ahmad Zaenuri, M.Si, Head of Entrepreneurship Department from STEKOM University, Indonesia. And all the honorable guests and the audience. It is a great pleasure and an honor for me to deliver this welcome remarks at this opening of the international webinar event. May I first take this opportunity to express my gratitude and appreciation, as well as extend a cordial welcome to all the audience, in particular all the speakers of today's event. And I also would like to express my gratitude to our God, a blessing and mercy that we could assemble in this webinar international with the topic Hack for Building Your Dream Business from Scratch. I believe this event will improve our knowledge and experiences of all participants and provide significant scientific contribution. Being an entrepreneur is a profession that is loved by all people today, because everyone like to doing some business and become successful in career and have a lot of money and also become a great entrepreneur. So a lot of point of views that more and more people want to have business that built by themselves. In building our own business or our own company, we need to have a strong determination, hard work, and willingness to keep learning until it finally succeeds. Even so, we should not be afraid or worry about starting our own business. If we are still afraid, maybe we need to change our way of thinking or our paradigm. Eliminate our comfort zone that makes us cannot moving from that point. And we also need to realize that there is a various way for us to start to build our company or our business. But at least we need to have braveness, and we don't need to worry or afraid about the risks of what we want to do about this business. And also a lot of people also says that we need to have big capital, or we need to first have some money or big amount of money to start our business. But maybe for some people that statement is correct, but for others people maybe it's not definitely 100% correct, because the capital actually the invest is already in ourselves. So when we have the skill, when we want to learn, when we want to know what myself, what is yourself need to make that happen, that is more important. That also become our capital. In this webinar, we will learn about how to start a new business from the beginning, and it will be explained by our great speaker today, and of course with professional experience in this business field. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that through this webinar, we can get more information and knowledge and something that practicable for our skill. To conclude, I would like to appreciate the International Affairs of STEKOM University for making this webinar, international webinar event. And finally, I wish you to enjoy the program, the webinar today, and for the participants to get more knowledge and for the today's entrepreneurship or business this webinar, international webinar. Okay, thank you very much and good afternoon. I hope all of you have a lot of questions with our speakers today and get something from this webinar that useful for our life and our decision in making our business. Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Novita.
Thank you so much for the conduction, Dr. Joseph. And ladies and gentlemen, first now we will and we will go to the main event for today our audience. If you have any question from the speaker, please add them in the chat and we'll be to answer some of the during Q&A session after our presentation. And each presenter today will have about 30 minutes for the presentation. Now let's please welcome our first presenter, Mr. Ahmad Zaenuri, as a Head of Entrepreneurship Department from STEKOM University. Yeah, for Dr. Ahmad, the time is yours. Thank you.
Okay, Miss Novita, wait a moment. Wait a minute.
Suaranya jauh, Pak.
Yeah, okay. Miss Novita, can you hear my voice?
Clearly.
Okay, this is my presentation. Can you see my presentation?
Yes.
Yes. Can I starting my presentation at this time?
Okay.
Okay, Miss Novita, thank you so much to Miss Novita for giving me the opportunity to presentation about my material today. My materials today about strategy to build your own business, tips on building an effective, prospective, and durable business idea. Okay, here I want to explain about the approachment, new business opportunity, competencies of businessman, fields of business, mindset of business, and the step for starting our business. Okay. Before I explain about my materials today, I want to introduce myself first. Yeah. This is my little curriculum vitae. My name is Ahmad Zaenuri. You can call me with Mr. Ahmad or Mr. Zaenuri. My address in Pahlawan Street, Kepulauan Kendal, Jawa Tengah, Central Java, and my educational background. Period 2009 until 2013 as a bachelor degree of state administration at University of 17 August 1945 Semarang, and period 2015 until 2017 as master degree of resource management at University of STEKOM Semarang. And then my professional experiences period July 2018 until January 2019 as a speaker national examination strategy and college admission selection at Regional Central Java, Java and Bali in Yayasan Cipta Bangsa Foundation Sragen. And then period May 2019 until June 2021 as an assistant manager of purchasing department in PT Sastra Sindo Utama Tegal. And then the last period 2020 until now as a lecturer and head of entrepreneurship study program at University of Computer Science and Technology Semarang or STEKOM University. Okay, this is overview at the first step before we starting our business are framing the idea of business. This is the approach to seeking new business opportunities. Ideas of business can you take from several sources. Maybe you can get about your hobbies, Maybe you can get about internet. You can get about current trend in your environment and etc. And then you must have several competencies in starting a business, which are I explained in the next slide. Then how to making things people need it. Okay, how to making things people need it. You can do the observation, and then you can do the interview about potential buyer, and then you can product trial to the potential buyer before you explain about your business. And then about the mindset of business. Then you must have mindset of business. And the slide I will to explain about how to differentiate the perspective of customer in the left and perspective of owner of business in the right. Okay, and then when you want to starting your business, you can create a value of your product. Okay, not only creating for your product and service, but you can create a value of your product. Okay, at the last, I want to explain about the step of starting a business, starting step 1 until step 10 for starting a business. Okay, this is approach to seeking, yeah. This is approach to seeking new business opportunities. This is to approach to seeking new business opportunities is number 1 approach insight or idea generation. This is underline idea generation. So approach based on the idea as the key that determines the success of business. What is included? What is included based on skills, abilities, background in determining the business to be initiated. This is the first approach about to seeking new business opportunities. And then the second approach, take outside in or opportunity recognition that encourage the idea, respond to or creates a need in the market. So we concern to respond or create a need in the market so that can encourage environmental observation. Okay, there are 4 competencies that must have need in starting a business. Number 1, technical competence, and number 2, marketing competence, number 3, financial competence, and the last, relation competence. Number 1, technical competence. I want to explain you about technical competence. A businessman have the ability how to produce goods and services and how to present them. So they must do skill and competencies to produce goods and services. And number 2, we want to concern about marketing competencies. Marketing competencies, a businessman must have ability on how to find the right market and customer and price. Okay, about market segmentation, how to selection of market, how to positioning of market, and then number 3, financial competence. A businessman must have ability on how to obtain sources on fund and how to use them. So sources of fund to operationalize the business so the business can grow and developing and sustainability. Okay, the last, relation competence. A businessman must have ability on how to seek, maintain, and develop relation. So they must they have to must about expand about the explanation, yeah, relation with the other human or networking with the other businessmen. So they can encourage and support between one business and business other to making the business is grow better than before. Okay, this is mindset of business. Okay, you can looking for the perspective on consumer in the left and the perspective on owner of business and the right. Okay, this is mindset of business. So we have to differentiate about customer perspective and our perspective. If you want to looking for customer perspective, which product the customer need, how the customer about the product, how the customer understand about the product, how the customer can represent that product for them, how the customer where can buy the product and why the customer will get extra after or and after they sell the product. This is perspective from customer perspective. Now we want to explanation about the perspective from owner perspective. Owner perspective, they want to think about what product will be, why they produce the product, why they reach potential buyer, why they explain to customer about the identification for the product, how to build a print image, how to produce a print image, how to get the price is acceptable to market, and etc. This is a perspective from owner. Okay, should we pay attention in doing a business? Okay, what should should be pay attention in doing a business? Strong determination, hard work, and dedication. Strong determination, hard work, and dedication are everything should have a businessman as a authorized capital for them. And then number two is managerial competence. Managerial competence, how to manage the business. If your business can run well, starting from planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling the business. And then the market demand. Market demand, we must understand about the market demand. And what is included about the market demand? Market segmentation, selection of market, and then positioning of my market. And then the fourth there is tight control. Tight control, we must have tight control about our business so that our business can solving the problem in fields based on the study case. And the last pay attention is our business so that can grow, develop in sustainability in our business. Okay, this is a starting of business. Starting of business. Before we starting of our business, we must know about who are our customers, who are our customer, what is the target gender, how old are they, and etc. And then customer purchasing power. Customer purchasing power, what is the social economic condition, middle to lower, or upper to middle class economy. And number three, the number of products which our customer can purchase. We can indicate the capacity of production in the my business. Yeah, we must looking for the number of products. Is it an accordant with production capacity or not? Okay, who are our competition? Who are our competitor? We can looking for our competitor. We must have per competition. We must have strategy to win the competition. And the last, our product differentiate from the customer. Our product differ from the competitor. We must create more value which are differentiate better than the competitor. Okay, this is differentiate about business idea. This about explanation about a business idea. Business idea is building a business or business start with talk or ideas about how start the business, what start the business, where to start the business, and how the starting the business. And then business idea explanation, definition about a business start with the emergence of brilliant ideas in one's mind about the desire to build a business and the hope for the success of business. Okay, this is step for starting your business from number one, from the first step. The first step before you starting your own business, number one, get inspired. Our business start from a common point and idea. You might have dreamed of starting your own business for years, or inspiration may have hit you unexpectedly. Regardless of the source, the first step of starting your own business is coming up with a business idea. What if don't just start a business because something is you think only commercialization it will make money, because you can develop a business concept that you are passionate about related to something that you have experienced with. Okay. The second step, you do your research. You have identified your big idea. Now it is time to balance product research with a little reality. Are you really ready to start a business? The next stage of research you conduct in your small business startup process will make help you figure out is for your business idea has potential. In order for a small business to be successful, it must solve a problem. Solving a problem in the field about your business, fulfill a need or offer something the market wants. There are the number of ways you can identify that the need of the customer, including research, focus group discussion, and even trial and error about your product. Okay. Step three, make a plan. Okay. You can start make a plan. Make a plan. You must know about your vision of business, marketing plan of your business, how to manage about your finance of business, how to identify your competitor in business, how to make the timeline in your business, how to get the strategy, the good strategy to win the competition in your competitor, and how to build your team in business plan. You need a plan in order to make your business idea a reality. Even if you don't anticipate seeking financial support, a business simple plan can give you clarity about what you hope to achieve and how you plan to do it, about your skill, about your competence, about your networking, and etc. In general, your business plan should outline your business goals and the motivation behind them, as well as your plan for reaching your goals in terms of marketing and funding. Step 4, we want to talk about plan your financial in organization, financial in your business. Before starting a small business, don't have to require a lot of money, but it will involve some initial investment. There are a number of ways you can fund your small business. What is including there? Financing, small business loan, small business grants, angel investor. So you can establish a budget And once you determine how much money you will have to work with, figure out how much it will take to develop your product or services. The step 5, you want to explain about how to choose a business structure. This is this is more important in your business. Once you go ahead with your idea, you will need to choose a legal structure for your business. Maybe you can business your business can be a sole trader, or you can get a partnership, you can get a limited company, you can get a social enterprise or community interest company, and etc. The business structure you can choose will impact many factors, from your business name to your liability to how your files of your tax. You may choose an initial business structure, and then re-evaluate. Re-evaluate about your progress in your business. And then if you get the business can run the pet can run the pet, you can change the structure as your business grows and need a change from your business. Step 6, pick and register or your business name. Okay, this is more important in your business. Your business name plays a role in almost every aspect in your business. So you want to it to be a good one, no the other. Make you think through all the potential implications as you explore your option and choose your business name. Okay, don't forget to register your domain name, and once you have select your business name. Okay, step 7, legal requirement. Legal paperwork in a part of the process when you start your own business. There are a variety of small business legal requirements that apply to your situation. Okay, depending on the type of business you are starting, that including researching what the legal requirements apply to your business during the startup process. And the next process, a sole trader having an NI atau national insurance number and registering for self-assessment with Her Majesty's Revenue and Customs, or in Indonesia, namely with NIB, not or nomor induk berusaha. And then you can having a legal address for your company, have article of association, set up your company for corporation tax and etc. Okay, step 8, you can establishing for your business location. You can choose business location online or offline in your location. Setting up your place of business is important for the operation of your business. Whether you will have a home office, maybe you can use home office without rent the apartment, without rent the office, and etc. You will need to think about your location, equipment of your business, overall setup, and make your business location works for the type of business you will be doing. Okay, the step 9, choose your accounting system. Okay, small business run most effectively when there are system and in the place. One of the most important system for small business in an according to the system. You can set up your accounting system yourself or hire an accountant to take away some the case work in your organization of in your the business. Okay, the last, the step 10, you can promote your business. Once your business is up and running, you need to start attracting with the client and customer. You will want to start with the basic by writing a unique selling proposition or creating a marketing plan and explore as many small business marketing ideas and they can to promote your business most effectively. Okay, you can choose the promote your business effectively with as per your competencies, with your capital, with your region of your business and etc. So this is about explain a strategy to business starting your business on. You can starting with competencies. You can starting with the just build the business. You can starting the find the opportunity new business and you can get the step by step from the step 1 until step 10 promote your business. Okay, this is the last quote today about my quote. Prepare your business from now. The future is in your hands. Success of or failure depends on yourself whether you want to move or not. Okay, thank you so much, Miss Novita. That's about my presentation about the strategy how to make the starting your own business. So I hope so this is can understand, this is can give the insight from you and the other from the everyone and etc. Okay, about a question and answer in the next, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for Dr. Ahmad Zaenuri for the wonderful information. And we will go to the second speaker, Dankevych Yulia, PhD, as a PhD in Philology Associate Professor, Department of Computer and Information Technology from PI Vernadsky, Taurida National University from Ukraine. Yeah, for Dr. Dankevych, the time is yours. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Can I open my presentation? Yes?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes. Some minutes, please.
Yes.
Yes. You can see it. Can you see my presentation? Yes? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Oh, yes. Let me introduce. I am Yulia Dankevych, PhD, Associated Professor, Taurida National University, named after Volodymyr Vernadsky, Kyiv, Ukraine. And now, today I am going to talk about your business. And before my presentation, I would like to give an example of our business of one of our famous Ukrainian restaurators. First, when the room was chosen, the furniture was brought in, it was and the table on which the cash register will be placed. This was important because the minutes of customer service depended on the height of the distance. This is 3 minutes, sometimes 45 seconds. That is, there are no small things in creating a business. Secondly, remember the main rule of PR. We always work for an audience of the same age, a certain social class. We never try to direct the business idea to everyone, only to a certain group. And now I will start my presentation. During 30 minutes, you will be surfing the presentation and first of all, content. We will be speaking about the entire process of creating your own business, our mission, the essence of the concept of the leadership, and the concept of management of the fifth level. First of all, own business. Creating your own business in a rather complicated process, especially if you have to do this creation for the first time. More experienced businessmen carry out this information much faster after, and the point here is not only that they have a great mind and knowledge, but in fact, the experience of running a business also plays a huge role. Creating one's own business is a form of expression of economic freedom and motivation of people. The entire process of creating your own business can be divided into several stages. Moral maturation, with long thought and struggle, with one's first to open your not to start one's own business. The initial stage of preparation, when a decision is made, sometimes not completely firm, about the creation of one's business and the search for a business idea itself. The third stage, and its role is very difficult to overestimate, is directly the business planning of the company's function. At this stage, the main task is to evaluate the chosen idea both from the point of view of compatibility, the entrepreneur, and from the point of view of economic feasibility, taking into account the specifics of activity and a specific local market. Working with authorities to register your business, as well as solving other paper issues. The final stage of creating one's business is the direct process of launching and developing activities. Choosing and business is one of the most important is one of the most important stage in creating your own business. The famous inventor Thomas Edison said that it is easier to adopt great ideas than to invent them. In most cases, someone has already been looking for the business idea you came up with. This means that you can go through the process of finding a business idea yourself or gather as much information as possible about existing business idea. Among the sources of finding new ideas, the following can be considered the most useful: consumers, products of competitors, opinions of employees, of the sales department as sales representatives, publications, research and development, RDK. Before starting a business, you need to check your business idea for sustainability. To begin with, a novice entrepreneur should ask himself a few questions about the business idea and answer them honestly. Is there a market need for your service, for your goods? What is the demand for the service product are you going to offer? Is the product you are creating economically feasible? Will the new created business bring you substantial income? If the answer are positive, then the assessment of business potential will be scanned according to the RAPM model, which is developed by the American scientist Ryan Ellis. RAMP is an abbreviation of Return, Your Income, Adventures, Market, and Potential. You can also evaluate your idea using the processes, and many points that were unclear will become clear and understandable, and further development of the business idea will encourage the development of a business plan. For example, now we can speak about SWOT analysis, because I think SWOT analysis is very important for your own business. And I will be see some slides, and I will be see exam for some SWOT analysis. What we have now in our business. SWOT analysis is important for business because it helps them to assess their internal and external environment and identify their strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats. Here are some specific reasons why SWOT analysis is important. First of all, provide us a clear understanding of the business. By conducting a SWOT analysis, business can gain a comprehensive understanding of their current situation, including their strengths and weakness. Helps to identify opportunities. SWOT analysis can help business identify new opportunities that they may not have otherwise considered. By recognizing their opportunities, business can take advantage of them and grow their business. Helps to mitigate risks. SWOT analysis helps business identify potential threats that may negatively impact their business. By recognizing those threats, businesses can take measures to mitigate them and reduce their impact. Provide us a basis for strategic planning. SWOT analysis provides a basis for strategic planning by highlighting the areas where a business should focus its efforts to maximize its strengths and opportunities. Overall, SWOT analysis is an important tool for business to gain insight into their current situation and develop strategic to maximum their strengths, mitigate their weakness, take advantage of opportunities, and minimize the impact of threat. For example, now we can see in strategic B2B marketing, you can see at the screen two examples of SWOT analysis, left or right, or what can you see, what side you can see. Now most European economics prefer this form of SWOT analysis, but in Ukrainian, for example, this SWOT analysis we can do. Left or right, please, you can change. And marketing plans, for example, it's example 10 steps of the strategic of planning marketing planning process. What you must have if you want own business. The following options for creating your own business can be distinguished. Starting your own business is the most common way to start a business. There is a lot to understand and go through, especially if this is the first business for your novice entrepreneur. To apply for help to public or private structures, which gives the opportunity to ask the necessary questions about registration, tax, etc. Buy a ready-made business. This option is relevant for a beginner entrepreneur who has his own startup capital, is ready to take a loan and is in confidence of his success. Most likely everything or almost everything will be fixed in the purchase business. You just need to find out the real reasons for selling it and outline your plan for this matter. Buy a franchise, which gives an opportunity to clearly justify the possible start options and all of the conditions of doing business. Start a business similar to the one you or someone you know works in. This option makes sense when all the realities of doing business in this firm are outlined. Find a parent who already has a business or an idea. However, it's necessary to clearly define all the nuances of work in order to avoid in the future. How to become an entrepreneur? Write a high-quality business plan and find an investor or win a competition with the necessary start-up capital. Other slide. Marketing plan. You can see marketing plan, and now we can speaking about mission. Mission is the main goal of the enterprises, the meaning of its of customers, realization of competitive advantages and motivation of the companies employed. The missions of the enterprises is determined at the step of a world-class company. We can see the mission of the Matsushita company, which Konosuke Matsushita defined it as the fight against the poverty of society and the improvement of its well-being. All such a correctly defined mission always has a general philosophical meaning. It's necessary carries something that makes it unique and characteristics the company in which it was formed. Traditional. The mission is formulated in two versions. A short version of the missions is one or two short propositions, a business brand slogan aimed primarily at forming the company's image in society. The second option. The extended version of the mission is formulated for internal use and must disclose in detail all the necessary aspects of the missions, among them purpose of business operation, the company's field of activity, business philosophy, methods of achieving set goals, methods of interaction between the company and society, social policy of the organization. Depending on the composition and scope of functions, the following types of missions can be conventionally distinguished. The history of the company's origin and development, its traditions, achievements, and first front image. Size and style of behavior and way of acting of business owners and managers. Research, that is, everything that the organization can manage, available cash, recognize product brands, unique technologies, employees, talents. For example, missions of the hotel company Marriott is formulated as follows. We strive to be the best in the world in providing the stay and food of our customers by encouraging personnel to provide high-quality customer service and respect the interest of shareholders. IBM's missions now to lead in the invention, development, and production of information technologies, including software, computers, information storage system, and microelectronics, and to help improve the business of our clients around the world with the help of advanced technologies. General Electric's missions. We exist to solve the problems of everyone on Earth, whether a company or an individual. And for example, Coca-Cola missions to refresh the world, body, mind, and spirit, to inspire optimism throughout our dreams and our causes, bring meaning to everything we do. It's very important. And first, high quality customer service is an image of the business in future. For example, which may include a way to achieve this result. If the mission is formulated in general terms, then the vision should be extremely specific. For example, to become the first company, the industry is a vision, but not a mission. The fundamental difference between a mission and a vision is that the mission reveals an image of action, shows how certain goals or visions are achieved. The vision, in turn, is a picture of the future, the ideal state of affairs to which the company aspires. The vision is more susceptible to change as new ideals and new performance appear over time. The mission is a relatively constant element. Although it can also be adjusted taking into account change in various factors. The important goals is determined by the functions they perform. Determination of criteria for decision making, initiative or motivation of personal actions, a management tool, control. And now we can speak about leadership. Leader, yes, a person which enjoy And for example, type of missions, mission slogan in a very short form. It forms the main principle of the existence of a business on the market. The mission of the destination, it's very important in own business, gives a general idea of the reason, and mission orientation determines the systems of value followed by management, and the mission of the politicon synthesis the main goals of the business in course of the achievement. And theory of leadership, theory of power and influence, the theory of circumstance, situation theory, and the theory of a great man. I think it's more interesting for this. A leader is someone who knows where he wants to go, gets up and goes. The leaderships of one person helps to unlock the potential of the rest and motivates the achievement of common goals. The original concept of leadership in businessmen being ahead out to be the first, occupy a high position. The first place, for example, in terms of sales volume, in terms of completion of tasks. But with 21st century, leadership was often viewed from a different angle. First of all, by leadership, we mean not so much the management of sales volumes, material and technical supply, but the management of time, knowledge, and trust. Leadership does not exist in isolation from the energy and success of those people which generate income. For the leader, the businessman brings only profit as an inferior business. The main line on the purpose of leadership is to transform followers on new leaders. Second, is it follows from the first condition. Modern business leadership is a transformation into group leader. Leadership is inseparable from change and impossible without development. Achieving results that exceed previous success. Leaders create experience from which others learn. They know how to succeed, use external change, make use suggestions, and implement change that are more important than obtaining current results. Group leadership can be interpreted in two ways. First, any leadership is inseparable from those who are part of the group followers. The key to leadership here is to attract as many followers as possible. Second, confident and visionary leaders transform followers into new leaders, and thus a group of followers becomes a team of leadership. And theories of personal qualities of a leader. Early theories of leaderships were focused on the search of personal qualities and characteristics of people who were leaders. In the process of various studies, such characteristics of the leaders personally as age, height, level of intelligence, academic achievements, logical ability, reasoning and sounding, and behavioral theories of leadership. If the personal approach to the study of leadership focuses on who the leader is, then the behavioral approach is an attempt to connect the effectiveness of the leader and with his actions. Now, in this conception, the basic principle, for example, activities in the Matsushita first develop its skilled people, then products. A leader is a member of a group who has voluntarily assumed significant responsibility in achieving group goals. Now we have the two types of leaders who differ in place and status groups. A formal leader is appointed or elected, thereby acquiring the official status of a leader. And an informal leader is a member of the group who is the most complete in your behavior, is in line with group values and norms. He leads the group, stimulating the achievement of group goals and identifying a higher level of activity worsened with other members group. a significant amount of research is devoted to the problem of leadership in our country and abroad. Different approaches to this problem allow us to distinguish the following main groups. For example, theories of the leadership, personal qualities, behavioral theory of leadership, leadership theory based on the situational approach, and process theories of leadership. In early studies of organization behavior specialists, leadership was considered as a set of personal traits or characteristics of those people who were perceived as leaders. And behavioral theories of leadership, for example, if the personal approach to the study of leadership focuses on who the leader is, then the behavioral approach is an attempt to connect the affections of the leader with actions. There are two types of behavior that receive a lot of attention in the leadership literature: decision-making behavior and behavior aimed at solving tasks and organizing intergroup interaction. Could development classification of leadership behavior, which is based on the distribution of decision-making influence between the leader and subordinates. He singled out two traditional managerial styles, autocratic and democratic. Studies of the problems of the ratio or the concentration of leaders on performing tasks and organization intergroup interaction studies in Ohio State University and Michigan State University. Robert Blake and John Motion developed the so-called lattice leadership based on the assumption that the leaders of organization operate in two directions, which are designated as attention to production and attention to people. According to the extent to which the leader pays attention to these directions, his leadership style is positioned in a certain square of the grid. Management, according to the country club method, attention to people's needs and creation of friendly atmosphere. Authoritarianism, incitement to clearly follow orders and orders, attention to rope, improvised control, spending a minimum of energy for preservation of the organization efficiency, group management. Work is done by people dedicated to the organization. Interdependence and overruns of a common goal leads to mutual trust and mutual respect. Manipulation. The function of the organization is supported on the basis of compromises and moralities. Production and moral is maintained as median levels. This grid presents 5 basic types of leadership behaviors that can be interpreted as follows. Democrat, collectivist, for example, oh, it's our guy. Dictator, authoritarian type, directive type. Pessimist, liberal type, does not interfere. Organized, business time, competent. Manipulator, dealer, and intellectual. The name types are the basis of the interpretation of all place squares. For example, collectivist and business type. Basic types are taken as a basis each time and taken into account semantics and of diagonal values. Blake and Motion believed that style corresponding to coordinating is the best leadership style. In their opinion, is the most effective style that ensures the creation of efficient terms. Manager with coordinators is halfway to perfection, and managers with coordinators extremely weak leader. And as business organization, yes, using the leadership grid, a manager can not only his leadership style, but also analyzes the styles who support his colleagues. partners, competitions, a process approach to the study of leadership. Within the framework of this approach considers how the relationship between the leader and subordinates. The object of study of the theory of transformation leadership. The theory of the vertical pair bond is based on the evolution of the relationship between the leader and the subordinate. This theory claims the leaders treat individual subordinates differently, and the relationship between them affects the behavior of both parties. For example, at the beginning of 1916, the thesis that choosing management style preference should be given to the style that most takes into account the specifics of the given situation. Here, first of all, it is worth mentioning the works of an American scientist, Fiedler, who identified three groups of factors on which it depends on the effectiveness of the work of the manager and the unit as a whole. Relations between the manager and subordinates, the level or trustworthiness of the relation, mutual respect, nature of labor regulation, the manager's ability to influence the work of subordinated by means of recruitment, stimulation, and promotion of personnel. How to become a charismatic leader? It's a very important question, necessary. More concerned about the environment, being good thoughts about themselves, not about you. Dan Rayland is the Vice President for Leadership Development in J Corporation. In accordance with this, Fiedler proposed two main directions for improving the effectiveness of managing activities. First of all, to adapt the leader to the situation with the help of his selection, training and retraining, as well as simulation, and as a last resort, represent the leader with another, more appropriate requirements of this area of this production. Change the situation. This can be achieved, for example, by giving the manager additional powers reading, the stimulation of employees, and their promotion. And for example, only leadership is connected with method of 6 questions. This question, who are we? The answers to this question should contain the opinion of interested parties about what distinguishes our company from others. To satisfy what social and political needs does the organization exist, or to solve what problems does the company exist? The answer to this question just aligns the reason of the existence of the business structure. How do we recognize these problems? How do we research to them? The answers to the question allow the organization to look around and assess the general conditions. And how should we respond to the demands of key stakeholders parties? What are our guiding principles and culture? What makes our business unique and different from others? The economy is formed by competition, and surely in the condition of competition is possible only if there are unique advantages. Thereof is an important understand and phrases what the company has. For example, structure of the business plan structure, content of the business plan, and the market research, marketing plan, and sales strategy is other general step of own business. Title page, financial plan, first of all, competition, industry, enterprises, and its products. And risk assessment, organization plan, SWIP, and impeders. Principle and styles, clarity of vision, expressions, the ability to communicate one's own vision, goals, and objective to anyone. Experience and knowledge in this field or business. Confidence and conviction in your business idea, openness to new ideas and to resources. And for example, business leadership in style is a relative stable system always matters successful activity of the manager. For example, style is the criteria of leadership. Therefore, it reflects personal, the potential of the leader, professional maturity of the followers. Classification of leadership stylists and followers in decision-making management task according to Key Levin. Authoritarian style is one person centralized manifestation of the authoritative will of a formal leader. Style option. Dictatorial style. Employers are forced to follow according to the thought individual actions of the leader under the threat of sanctions. Autocratic style. The leader has a large management apparatus at his disposal, which is subject to his powerful will on this distributed to followers. Bureaucratic or administrative style. The manager authority is determined by his formal position. Organizational management methods dominate. Everything is subordinated a detailed system of rules, instruction, regulation, plans, non-fulfillment of which is administratively punishable. Patriarchal style. The business leader has as the authority of the head of the family. Among his followers, employers obey to him on the basis of unlimited trust. Favorable style. The undeniable authority of the business leader is based on his positive personal qualities, in which the employers are fully confident. And democratic style is a style of business leadership in which followers are actively involved of management decision tasks. Style option. Communication style employers are intently discuss all management issues with the leader, influence them decision, but when the decision is finally made, must follow its decision. And now we can see a table evolution business idea. First of all, you can search and complicator of information, and you can ask for some question. Verification is required 0, incomplete trust 3, and full trust 5. Company image is formed, average, very tall. Availability of the experiment in the implementation of similar project. There is no insufficiency is outlet less than 3 years. Estimated term more than 2 years or 1 year. Presence of stages of further development. There is none, 1, 2, or more. And key elements of the leader's model, for example, we can speak about leadership, professional knowledge and skills. It's important. Alternative solutions, business knowledge, following tradition. For other, the concept of management of the 5th level was introduced by J. Collins in the book From Good to Great. The starting point of the company's transition from medium to large is the appearance as the head of the company 5th level manager. Head of the 5th level, Collins recognized a manager who purposefully strives to achieve significant results over a long period of time and combines outstanding human qualities, for example, tolerance and professional endurance. What is a worthy and valuable alternative to a 5th level manager? In Collins is an ambition star executive who implements implement the model against and 100 assistants. Collins notes that selection is needed time members is a priority task for the leader of the first level. Cast, who, team, and that what strategy. The best specialists in their field are selected for the team, while focusing more on the company's close, values, and system character than on specific professional skills and knowledge. For strategies that are formed by individual companies, Jim Collins introduced a special term, hedgehog concept. It's a simple concept that provides consistent answers the three questions. First, why can you be better than everyone else in the world? Second, what is your based on economic model? And what do you personally like to do? So, business leadership is not a position, but a process. And enterprise and leader takes responsibility for helping the company create the condition in which, instead of being managed, organically creates its own internal order and responds creatively to change in the external environment. Such a leadership role not only makes the company more productive, it also gives the leaders themselves more freedom by helping the creative potential of the employees to unfold. Leaders, entrepreneurs to be given an opportunity to reveal their own creativity. Thanks for you. Thanks you. I wish you lucky in the building for your own business. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Dr. Dankevych. Yeah, and the last speaker, thank you for wonderful information. And the last speaker, we will go to Dr. Elshan Orujov as a member of Scientific Innovation Center from Western Caspian University from Azerbaijan. Yeah, for Dr. Elshan, the time is yours. Thank
Nice to meet you all. The title of my, can you please share my screen?
Pardon?
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Can you please share my screen?
Can you sending a PPT file, sir?
So I think you, just a minute. I thought you will share my screen here.
Yeah. Thank you.
Excuse me, you are not able to share my screen from the Zoom program?
Yes, you can sending in the file on the Zoom chat.
I mean, without sending, you can't do it?
Yes. Can you sending on the Zoom chat? And Miss Febri will help for the share screen.
No one told me to send this, but it doesn't open how to send it. Just a minute. I don't know. Just a minute.
Yeah.
In chat?
Yes. In the chat of Zoom.
Just a minute, please.
Mbak Febri nanti minta tolong bantu share screen.
Yeah.
So did you get it? I actually,
Still no?
sorry, did you get my presentation?
Still no.
It says something, who can see your message? Later, text. May you please provide an email so I can send it, because no one told me to send the presentation beforehand. I thought you would share the screen. Because it doesn't go. I tried to send this, but it doesn't go.
I'm ready sending my email.
I sent to the email now.
Yes.
Did you receive it?
Still no. Are you ready for the sending, sir?
I already sent it, yeah. But the email, it says it didn't go because I don't know. Yeah, does the work you sent the email, I copy pasted, but it didn't go. The email you provided, it doesn't work. Like I tried it, it didn't go. Do you have a valid email address?
This is my email, sir.
I emailed the second time again. I just copy paste, nothing else, but it didn't go.
Yeah, maybe from Mr. Arsu, you can helping for the share screen, sir.
Mr. Elshan,
Yes,
can you hear me?
yes, I do.
Would you mind checking your WhatsApp?
My WhatsApp just a minute.
Yes.
Okay, so because I have too many things here, it was. No, I can't send in WhatsApp, but
Oh, you can send.
I should have an
someone-
email address to send it. Just a minute, I might send, because no one told me to send this beforehand. Zahmet olmasa yoxlayın, e-mailinizə göndərirəm. I attended to the International Department Director. I think he would send to you. Mən indi göndərdim. Mən indi göndərdim. Orada şeirə icazə vermir. Həm də ya buna əvvəlcədən demək lazım idi ki, mən göndərim, yaxud da şeir eləsin ekranı. Mən sizə göndərdim e-maili indi. Bir dən yoxlayın, zəhmət olmasa.
Yaxşı, mən də şeir ekran onun üçün açıq dəqiq göndərim.
Yox, belə... Just a minute, I think. Excuse me, do you see my screen now? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Do you hear me?
Yes, sir. We can see.
So you can see?
Yes,
Okay. I'm sorry for the technical problem.
it's okay.
So I'm Elshan Orujov from Azerbaijan. I'm the member of the scientific center of the Western Caspian University. The title of my presentation is Hacks for Building Your Dream Business from Scratch. So I would I would like to start with the quote: "You don't have to be great to start, but you have to start to be great." Actually, this is in business. You don't many times you don't need to be great to start. So you have to start to be great. The American bestseller and motivational speaker Zig Ziglar said. So here you can see here my, let me make this, I can't see all. So here you can see my contents today. The first one will be general thoughts and ideas on business and success. And the second one will be formula of inspiration, courage, and never give up. And the third one is starting a business with zero capital, based on my experience, the third one. So here, the world is rapidly changing. We should be able to change our attitudes and approach accordingly. All these changes require the entrepreneurs to make efforts for economic growth. Many economists state that the entrepreneurs are the key actors of the economic growth. They are the economic heroes. They are the main central figure of the economics. The entrepreneurs are the builder of the nation and the creator of the humanity by their innovative vision and ideas. Actually, before we start pass to the main chapters, we would think that we should distinguish the business and entrepreneurship. The first questions are, what are business and entrepreneurship? Who are businessmen and entrepreneurs? Actually, there are too many definitions for business entrepreneurship. We will consider them as the following. The first definition is businessman invest energy, resources, and time to run the business based on an already existing model. On the other hand, an entrepreneur is someone who invests energy, resources, and time to build a model that is original and has been involved from scratch. And the next definition is, according to Joseph Schumpeter, an entrepreneur is one who innovates, raises money, assembles inputs, chooses manager, and sets the commercial organization, going with his ability to identify them and opportunities which others are not able to identify, and is able to fulfill such economic opportunities. And the third definition, we would say again, Joseph Schumpeter also writes here, the entrepreneur in an advanced economy and an individual who introduces something new in the economy, a method of production not yet tested by experience. In the branch of manufacturer, concerned a product with which consumers are not yet familiar, a new source of raw material, of a new markets, and like that. And the next we would go through, so the difference between businessmen and entrepreneurs. The first, we should distinguish what the businessmen and the entrepreneurs are. A businessman, you can see here the comparison between them. The businessman is an individual who operates and starts a business with the same old ideas. But an entrepreneur is an individual with an exclusive idea to initiate and establish a new venture. You can see here, the first one, businessman, is the market player, and the second one is market leader. When the businessman makes his place in the market, but the entrepreneur creates a market. In the first one, the risk factor almost very less, but the second one, risk factor is approximately high. And the first one is traditional, ordinary business, but the second one, unconventional business. The first one is focused on profit, and the second one, entrepreneur, is focused on employee, customer, and public. In the first one, there is very extremely high competition, but in the second one, the competition is extremely low. Here you can see the types of entrepreneurs. There are many types of entrepreneurs, like innovative entrepreneurs, trading entrepreneurs, manufacturer entrepreneurs, Fabian entrepreneurs, drone entrepreneurs, woman entrepreneurs, agricultural entrepreneurs, imitating entrepreneurs, social entrepreneurs, lifetimer entrepreneurs, and investors challenger entrepreneurs. Here, and also when we start the business, there are many important characteristics of the successful entrepreneurs. You can see here, the first one is organizational skills, then initiative, risk-taking, creativity, problem-solving, communication, and independence. These all characteristics are also a leader's characteristic when they start to make the business. So this is the next chapter, is the adapting to the environment. So 80% success of every business depends on the adapting itself to the environment. What should we know about our environment? A businessman or entrepreneur. For example, when there is a change in the government policies, but the business has to make the necessary change to adapt itself to the new policies. In order to adapt, a company must have it is tuned to trends of business environment change, understand them, and quickly react to refine or transform its business model. The ability of an organization to adapt is the great competitive advantage. The adoption should be in three directions. The first one is change in policies, such as the government or management policies, and the change in the technology. And the third one, change in needs, demand of the people, because the business should meet the needs of the customers. And the third, next chapter is the create simple strategies. Your simple strategies are like your roadmap to your destination. If you drive around in a city without a GPS, you are going to burn a whole lot of fuel and waste a whole lot of time. It is the same in the business world as well. If you don't have a pass, you will quickly waste your money, your time, and resources. The things to keep in mind when pursuing your business goals is to spend less money, reduce the risk, and to get there in the fastest way possible. When working on strategies for your business, there are 5 key questions to ask yourself. The first question is, what business or business should your company be in? Then how should you add value to your business? Then who should be the target customers for your business? Next question is, what should be your value propositions to those target customers? And the last one is, what capabilities should differentiate your ability to add value to your businesses or deliver their value propositions? So the second part of my presentation is formula of inspiration, courage, and never give up. These 3 characters are very important when you want to start a business from scratch. The first, inspiration. Koch's business found that more than half of small business owners start their own businesses to be their own boss. They were also motivated by the idea of creating something from the ground up. Another inspiration is the owners usually gets inspired by the famous founders and the owners to develop the technology or current product. So here we can tell from the experience from Konosuke Matsushita and Thomas Edison. Japanese industrialist and businessman, founder of Panasonic. He was also called God of Management. Konosuke Matsushita heard Thomas Edison's innovations and got inspired by his ideas. Matsushita was promoted to inspector at the age of 22. Since the product he developed was not liked by the management, he resigned and founded his own company. Panasonic brought many innovations to the customer electronic industry with its brand. And we can give you another example from Thomas Edison's life. One of the most famous and the prolific investors of all the time, Thomas Edison, exerted a tremendous influence on modern life, contributing inventions such as the incandescent light bulb, the phonograph, and the motion picture camera, as well as improving the telegraph and the telephone. Thomas Edison began working at early age, as most boys did at that time. At 13, when he took a job as a newsboy selling newspapers and candy on the local road. So you have to know, in business, opportunities don't happen. you create them. And the second is the courage. Just do it. Entrepreneur, angel, and investor Andrew Medal said, I have a family member that has been talking about quitting her job for the past 5 years. I have a friend that has been talking about starting a business for the past 10 years. I see these two seniors every day in my life with different people in different areas of our life. There are hundreds of thousands of people thinking like this. So you just do it now and here. If you want to start your dream business, just begin. You should stop thinking. You can start making the business plan of your dream business now and here. You need the courage to take the risks. There is a saying like actions speak louder than words. It is never late. With less fear and more courage, workers take on harder projects, deal better with change, and speak up more willingly about important issues. In short, courageous workers try more, trust more, and tell more. As a business leader, an entrepreneur, your job is to put courage inside of people, to encourage them. Take the risks. Courage is the quality that distinguishes great leaders from excellent managers. Courageous leaders take risks that go against the grain of the organizations. They make decisions with the potential for revolutionary change in their markets. And the next, you can see here the few pictures, such as the, we compare here the first office of Apple Corporation and the first office Amazon. When they started their business, they had very small office, but now you can see from the pictures here, comparison of Apple first and the current office in 1976 and 2017. So when, this is a good picture for the courage to start your business. The next is, let me put this away, never give up. So here I can give you three most quotes by the famous people. Thomas Edison, as I told you before, you can fail from the first attempts, but you should never give up. You have to try other ways and correct your mistakes each time. American inventor and businessman Thomas Edison said, I have not failed once. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. What he means actually he failed 10,000, but he never considered as he failed. He just considered 10,000 step process, 10,000 other ways he tried. So another example from Barack Obama's message for the American students in 2009, September 8. He said, some of the most successful people in the world are the ones who have had most failures. You can't let your failures define you. You have to let them teach you, to show you what to do differently next time. So the Elon Musk, everybody knows him now, the founder of X-Space rocket company and the Tesla Incorporation. His first 3 attempts actually failed 3 times when he started. The first due a fire, while the next to simply failed to reach orbit. Now he said, I thought, okay, we can afford 3 launches again. And then the third one failed as well. Musk said, it was a very, very painful exercise for us. Even they said, if we fail again for the 4th time, we will quit it up. We were just too stupid to know how to make a rocket to go orbit, but he could succeed in his 4th launch. And the next is starting a business. The third part of my presentation is the starting a business with zero capital based on my experience. So you here see the three main stages of the starting business. The first is planning, and the second implementation, and the third one is operating. The planning, actually, I will just talk a little story of how I started myself, my small company. In January 2013, I sought to start my own business. It was language and computer program courses, limited liability company. After making some research, I chose Global Village as a brand name of the company. So I made some market research myself. Even I made my business plan. I needed, in the end, I saw I needed 9,000 manat, which is approximately, that time it was $13,000 equivalent in that time. So, but I had zero capital. I didn't have any savings as well. I was working in a company with 600 manat salary a month. And beside this, I was a part-time lecturer, as I am part-time lecturer now as well, at a university with 2010 manat salary a month as well. So as I told you, I didn't have any savings, but I wanted to start my own business. I took this amount as the loan from bank, the 9,000 manat. Then I would continue implementation. You see here the opening ceremony of my company in 2013 in March. Actually, after my full-time work, I was working hard in my new small company till late night. I created the website, I opened the company's accounts in more than 10 social networks and put all the company's profile information there. I also used other advertisement methods here, rented an office, interviewed the personnel. We were in the end 15 staff members in total. I was founder and the director. As I was working as an accountant, so I was doing the accounting job for this company as well when we started, even though later we hired a professional accountant. So a few months later, actually in 2013, in March, we had finally the opening ceremony. It actually operated 3 years, but I will explain later why. We had a normal income. We had some extensions in our programs as well. I will talk here a little bit why I stopped it. So, but one day I had to stop this function because actually the purpose of creating this company was to finance my parliamentary elections campaign, which would be held in October in 2015. I put forward my candidacy, but I had to take back my candidacy later due to the political issues. But that's why I decided to stop my company's function, because I didn't need anymore the finance to finance my campaign. But in general, I gave this example because I consider this business successful because I started it from scratch, from zero capital. And I think I showed that it is possible to start a business from scratch. And finally, there are, Colin Powell, US Secretary of State. There are no secrets to success. It is the result of preparation, hard work, and learning from failure. And I would add to this, the believing in yourself and in your ideas are very important as well when you start your business. So, thank you very much for your attention. If you have any question, I am pleased to answer your question.
Thank you so much for Dr. Elshan for the wonderful information. Yeah, for all audience, if you wanna ask question, you can raise your hand or you can write in the room chat. Okay, for first question, this is for Miss Dr. Elshan. Yeah. How do we as a business owner communicate when dealing with the hired consumer so that we can fulfill customer satisfaction? This question from Miss Sukamto.
Excuse me, could you please repeat the question? I didn't catch it.
I'm ready right in the room chat. Maybe you can check it, sure.
Excuse me, could you please repeat the question? I didn't catch it, or
Okay.
write the question.
I will. How do we as a business owner communicate when dealing with the hired customer so that we can fulfill customer satisfaction?
So if the customers are silent, you mean like how we communicate with them, right?
Yeah.
Actually, usually the statistics are about the interviews or making other research. If the customers are silent, I think in business, like in the elections, if you don't go to vote, so your vote will not be considered. So I think for the this kind of customers will be considered as outside of their consumers.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you for answering.
Ms. Novita, can I think this answer about this question?
It's speaker have two questions from audience, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Then this is question for Miss Dr. Yulia.
Yes, yes, I listen.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Many culinary business are currently
Yes.
Okay, many culinary business are currently developing. So is it a little difficult to promote if the business is really new? How do we overcome this? Do we have to try the challenge by finding new innovation that are not necessarily accepted by society, or keep opening the same culinary and normal like other business people? Doctor, this is question from Mr. Vecilia. Thank you. I'm ready right in the chat Zoom, Doctor. Is it okay, Doctor Julia?
Yeah, please repeat. I don't understand question. What?
I'm ready.
What can I? What can I? What can I answer? Because I cannot see in the chat. I have some question in the chat, and I answer for this question.
The new chat, Doctor.
I don't understand what. I see some question and ask. And ask can I question. I mean Tohari. Yes. Can I build a viable business by solving this problem from scratch? There is mentioned about. I think when you will have some business, you have some problem, and this problem will be different. And first of all, as a leadership, you must thinking what it mean, what can I do, and what I cannot do. It's for me. It's I so sorry, but I have a lecture now with my Ukrainian students. Can I disconnect? Yes, because my students wait me in Google class. I have other lecture. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah,
I wish you
bye.
lucky. Bye. Bye. Thank you for all. Thank you.
Thank you so much for Dr. Julia.
Bye.
Yeah, and then we will go to the next question for Dr. Ahmad. Yeah, for first question, how do we stay consistent and stay focused on our business? Because sometimes teenagers who are still doing education are still ruled by their comfort zone. How do we handle this? Yeah, this is question for Dr. Ahmad. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Novita. I want to reply what the question. How do we stay consistent and stay focused on our business? Because sometimes teenagers who are still doing education are still lulled by their comfort zone. How do we handle this? Okay, if we run to categories, between education with the business consequential, we must to share the time with the balance time. So we can share if we now run the education, and then we have result. We have rest of this time to manage a business. So we have to must share the time with the balance time, and so we can concern to the business and education. Okay. In number 3, how do we as business owners communicate with dealing with quite customers so that we can fulfill customer satisfaction? Okay, I want to reply about this question. To deal with the customer with a quiet character, you need to master a more aggressive but underline with the quality way of communication. Recognition of basic things about the product while trying to sweeten the emotional attachment to common question about themselves. You have to be patient and try for more promote relate to the business. And finally, the product you are going to buy, and the end, the quiet customer finally will buy your product. Okay, thank you, Ms. Novita.
Thank you so much for Dr. Ahmad. And then this is question again for Dr. Elshan from Mr. Setyabudi. Can you give example of failures in your business and how to solve them? Because failures never has a theory. Thank you.
The first, I would like to thank you for your question. Actually, in my presentation, I also mentioned that you don't have to be afraid of failure. You don't have to. You can fail from the first attempts. As I gave a few examples, even Elon Musk his 3 attempts were failed. Then I gave other examples from Thomas Edison. Even Thomas Edison, as I told you before, 10,000 step process he took to get it done. So from my business, actually, the first thing is to the exact diagnose. What the first one, as if you have a pain, for example, in your head, you need to the exact diagnose, then you can start the treatment. So the first thing, you have to know why you failed, and you have to determine what failure you have and what the exact diagnosis why you failed. Then you can start you can define you can correct your mistakes the second time. As I mentioned you in Elon Musk, the first attempt was failed due to the fire. The second time they fixed it, but the third one was they didn't reach the orbit. Then they fixed this one as well. Every time you need to fix to diagnose your exact diagnosis, then you have to fix, to correct your mistakes, then you have to start, keep going. Thank you.
Thank you so much for answering. And then this is question again for the Dr. Ahmad. How to make sure the business plan which we have arranged could be entered and accepted on international market or international business associate?
Okay, thank you, Ms. Novita. I want to reply about this question. How to make sure the business plan which we have arranged could be entered and accepted on international market or international business associate. Okay, at the first time, do research a business about our product or our service, and then determine the international market to target, destination country market. And number three, adjust the quality of the product as per demand of customer, because customer have their own product standards. Okay. Number four, create a company profile to make it attractive to customer, like cash product, market segmentation, selection market, and position market, and legality document of business. And number five, comply with existing regulation in the international market. So we must understand what regulation in each country. And the last, expanding marketing strategy to international market, like a strategy concept, promotion, and the required budget. Okay, thank you, Ms. Novita.
Thank you so much for Dr. Ahmad. And the last question, this is for Mr. Dr. Elshan. Can I build a viable business by solving this problem from start? Their domain not above. Sure, thank you.
Excuse me, which was the question? Can I see here? Is it written?
I will sending in the Zoom chat. This is question from Mr. Amin Tohari.
Please, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for your question as well. The question is, can I build a viable business by solving this problem from scratch? So actually, the first thing, as I told you before, you have to have the exact diagnosis. And I think the first thing is you have to have the marketing research in viable business. Then you can see if it is applicable in your business sphere or not. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think it's very clearly answered from our Professor. I think we don't have no more question again from audience, and we will go to the next session for them take a picture for documentation, and this session will be handled with Miss Febriana. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Miss Novita. For those who haven't activated the camera, you can activate the camera first so we can take photos together. Ya, bagi peserta yang belum mengaktifkan kameranya, bisa diaktifkan terlebih dahulu agar kita bisa mendokumentasi acara di hari ini. Baik, let me count from 1, 2, 3. Okay. Once again. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you, Miss Novita. I will return the event to Miss Novita.
Thank you for Miss Febri for this time. Finally, we come to the end of webinar today. We would like to say thanks for Dr. Dankevych Yulia, Dr. Ahmad Zaenuri, and also Dr. Elshan Orujov for their wonderful information. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. We hope this information will be beneficial for all audience. And thank you for this opportunity and the great session for us. And I hope we can meet again in another event in the future. Also, I would like to thanks for all participants for attending this webinar and making this even more interesting. At last, we hope to have more collaboration in the future with the Western Caspian University and also Vernadsky National University. The webinar for today ends here. We hope to see you soon. And before I close this event, maybe from the speaker, you will say something before for Dr. Elshan or Dr. Ahmad.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very
You're
much. I
welcome.
appreciate
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for
Thank
the
you.
speaker. It's a great session today. Thank you so much and have a nice day. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for Dr. Elshan. Thank you and have a nice day for everyone.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Bye
See
now.
you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Okay, I think that's enough for today's event. Thank you. Good afternoon. Have